Hey everyone, Kaitlin here. Thanks for watching another episode of Baldwin Breakdowns. And this week's topic or concept is internal family systems. So when I initially polled you guys and I put up family systems, I actually had a different idea in mind. I was thinking about kind of more external theories based on structured family systems or family systems theory, which is largely about how the family dynamic and structure and history impact us as we kind of walk through life. But then someone had kind of responded to the poll and made a comment about internal family systems, and it really got me thinking more about it. And it's just something that I find really, really exciting and super relevant, not only to my work, as I find it comes up more and more often, uh, even when I'm not really trying to with clients, but also just in the kind of the complete difference in understanding of how we can think about ourselves, and especially the part of ourselves that we really struggle to get along with, or to be compassionate towards. So internal family systems, I'm just very excited about this. This book, No Bad Parts, is by the founder of internal family systems. So there are certain kind of definitions or terms that I'm pulling directly from this and from this model in particular. But so internal family systems, it assumes that rather than each of us kind of being of one mind, so kind of having this one, you know, singular voice that tells us what to do and that has all these emotions and reactions. Um, Internal family systems assumes that we are all made up of various parts, and that all of these parts are valuable and they all have a function and a purpose, even the ones that are the most destructive to us. And so there's this part in the book when Dr. Schwartz talks about a clove of garlic, and he kind of relates it to an onion, which is a metaphor that's sometimes used in therapy about pulling back, the layers to really uncover what's inside. And he used a similar idea, but he talks about the clove of garlic being that it's not just one big thing, not just one big onion that we're peeling back the layers of, but actually individual cloves, and that each clove is a part of us. And so this word part, it's kind of difficult to give an exact specific definition to, but what's really interesting about this theory and this way of looking at ourselves is, to think about, are there voices, are there drives, are there impulses or responses that we have that we don't like? There are times when a part of me will come up and I'll have a thought that I really don't like. It's kind of this annoying voice that I wish wasn't there, that I wish would change, that I wish I could get rid of. And that is one of my parts. That's one of those cloves of garlic, which is so funny to think about. But when he goes through this and he talks about how we can heal ourselves by not only understanding our parts, but ultimately becoming kind of the leader of this entire system of all of these parts working together. And not only healing and kind of taking these parts out of their very stuck, fixated places, because he talks about how parts are usually fixated and stuck in some traumatic place, but that the self, this kind of true, authentic, genuine self, can witness all of these parts in the same way that we can witness and be mindful of all of our thoughts and our impulses and our emotions and our physical sensations. We can additionally be aware of all of these parts working together and sometimes working against each other, and eventually move towards a place where we can harmonize all of these parts and this entire system begins working together rather than creating conflict and distress by pinning them against each other, or by us having some huge hatred and disgust of one part or another. The last piece I want to say about internal family systems model and this idea of parts and all these different pieces of us that can exist inside of us, um, which I just find extremely interesting, is that these parts not only have different experiences in terms of different emotions, different thoughts, different urges, um, but he describes that these parts can also be different ages. They have these different intensities about them. They have different interests. And moreover, what I've noticed a lot recently in my work is that they have different values, right? There are different parts of us that come up that want to prioritize different things, that find different values very important. And that's kind of the briefest introduction to internal family systems. It's so exciting. It's so cool. So if you want to learn more about internal family systems, let me know in the comments. And otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next episode of Baldwin Breakdowns. Thanks.